In this video, you will learn the incredible story behind the creation of Grammarly, a company that was able to change the way people communicate around the world. Did you know that one of the founders once worked on a secret project to create artificial intelligence for intelligence services? Or that the first version of Grammarly was developed in an abandoned factory that was rumored to be haunted at night? We'll also explore an amazing conspiracy theory. Did some big corporations really try to buy the company out to cover up their own mistakes? And is it true that one of the investors disappeared under mysterious circumstances after refusing to cooperate with the project? This story is not just about success, but about secrets, conspiracies, and the courage to change the world. Don't miss a story that will change your perception of the world of technology. Grammarly is one of the most successful technology companies in the world, helping millions of people write correctly and effectively. But behind her success are stories full of surprises, myths, and mysteries, which not everyone knows about. Grammarly is more than just a proofreading service. It is a story that balances between reality and myth, and some aspects of it still remain a mystery. It started in 2009 when 3 Ukrainian innovators decided to change the way we communicate. But in reality, everything could have been completely different. Let's delve into the most interesting moments from the history of this unique startup. One of the founders of Grammarly, Maxim Litvin, is said to have been working on a secret development of artificial intelligence for analyzing texts. His team was allegedly creating technology for intelligence services that could identify hidden threats in emails and documents. This development was so innovative that even the governments of several countries tried to gain access to it. But after the sudden closure of the project, Litvin returned to Kyiv, where, together with his partners, he decided to adapt his knowledge for civilian use. While these rumors have never been confirmed, they add a special mystique to the Grammarly story. Ghosts in an abandoned factory. Another legend about Grammarly tells that the first version of the service was created in an abandoned factory in Kyiv. This place was chosen because of the low cost of rent, but it turned out that it has its dark side. The developers worked at night, and they said they often heard strange sounds, footsteps echoing through the empty corridors and whispers when everyone was at their workstations. One of the workers even claimed to have seen a shadow that quickly disappeared into the darkness. This place has become part of Grammarly's corporate folklore, and it is there, according to legend, that the main algorithm of the service was born. Conspiracy theory. Were corporations trying to destroy Grammarly? Grammarly quickly gained popularity thanks to its powerful algorithms. But with that came competition. Some large corporations are said to have tried to buy the service to cover up their mistakes. This has been particularly actively attributed to large technology companies, which were concerned that Grammarly might expose flaws in their own writing products. There is a story that once the Grammarly team received a secret offer to buy the service for a significant amount. However, the founders refused, deciding to preserve the independence of the company. After that, the service seemed to be attacked by fake reviews and bots, but they managed to persevere and only strengthened their positions. An investor who disappeared without a trace. One of the most mysterious episodes in Grammarly's history involves an investor who refused to cooperate with the company. According to people close to the team, that investor had backed Grammarly in its early stages, but decided to step aside due to conflicts with partners. Soon after, he disappeared, leaving only a note of apology. Although the case was never investigated, it sparked numerous rumors that his disappearance was related to an internal struggle for control of Grammarly's technology. A development that almost went wrong. Early on, Grammarly's development team is said to have experimented with algorithms that could not only correct text, but also generate responses to emails. But the technology quickly attracted unwanted attention. Large companies feared that its use could lead to the automation of correspondence at the corporate level, which would raise ethical questions. Allegedly, one of the early tests ended with the algorithm accidentally generating offensive text in response to a formal letter. The team decided to abandon the feature, but rumors about its potential are still being discussed in tech circles. Conflict in the founding team. It is known that in the early stages, the founders of Grammarly did not always agree on the company's development strategy. One of the partners insisted on creating a separate paid version for students, while the others wanted to focus on corporate customers. This conflict became so serious that one of the founders even considered leaving the project. However, they managed to find a compromise by introducing both options at the same time. This decision became a turning point and laid the foundation for their success. The first big customer that changed everything. One of the most important moments in the development of Grammarly was an agreement with an international law firm. According to rumors, this company was so impressed by the service's capabilities that it used it to verify all of its documents. This not only generated significant revenue, but also opened Grammarly's way into the enterprise market. Since then, the service has become a must-have tool for many professions, including lawyers, marketers, and writers. Scandal with universities. Not everyone was thrilled with Grammarly. Some universities have openly opposed student use of the service, saying it is harmful to the development of their writing skills. In some cases, students could even get penalized for using Grammarly when writing tests or theses. However, these attempts to limit the use of the service only increased its popularity among young people. Could the competition destroy Grammarly? There is a theory that in the early stages, Grammarly almost lost access to key markets due to the actions of competitors. Rumor has it that one of the big companies tried to block Grammarly's access to platforms like Google Docs by creating their own alternatives. The team at Grammarly responded by creating a tool that worked not only with text editors, but also in browsers and instant messengers. This move allowed the service to become a universal tool that is difficult to ignore. Technology of the future. Grammarly is said to be working on features that will allow it to analyze texts not only in terms of grammar, but also their impact on the reader. Imagine, you're writing a letter, and Grammarly tells you whether your text sounds persuasive or likely to cause a negative reaction. This feature is under development, but if it becomes a reality, it could make the service indispensable for professional communicators. Offer from Amazon. At a certain point in development, the company received a proposal for cooperation from Amazon, which wanted to integrate Grammarly technology into its Kindles to check texts in the language of books. But the team refused because they believed that the service should remain universal and independent. Google's failed attempt to buy Grammarly. According to rumors, Google tried to buy out Grammarly in the early stages of development. The offer was so generous that even the founding team seriously considered it. But at the last moment, they decided to remain independent, fearing that the company would lose its identity. Missing co-founder. Another Grammarly mystery is the story of a fourth co-founder who was supposedly on the team in the early stages. According to legend, this co-founder left the company due to a conflict with other partners and completely disappeared from the world scene. There is no official mention or evidence, but this only adds to the intrigue. Success through chance. From the very beginning, Grammarly was intended as a tool exclusively for teachers to check student papers for grammatical errors and plagiarism. But during testing, one of the founders accidentally turned on the recommendations feature to improve the text, which was intended for internal use only. It became a real find. Students who tested the service began to actively use this function, calling it a personal teacher. After that, the team quickly reoriented Grammarly for widespread use, a decision that has become one of the key factors in its success. Programming in extreme conditions. In the early stages, the Grammarly team rented a small office where the electricity was often cut off. To continue development, they brought portable generators and worked even in cold conditions when heating was also unavailable. This situation became a symbol of their perseverance. One of the founders later recalled, "We were ready to work even in the dark because we knew we were creating something important." Today, this story is part of Grammarly's corporate culture, which values determination and the drive to succeed. An algorithm that could recognize sarcasm. One of Grammarly's most ambitious ideas was a feature to detect sarcasm in text. It was aimed at helping people who often communicate via email or messengers and want to avoid misunderstandings. Testing this feature proved to be a challenge. Algorithms often confused sarcasm with jokes or simple criticism. For example, in the sentence, "Oh great, you're late again," the system might not understand the sarcastic tone. After several failed attempts, the team decided to temporarily shelve this project. But the idea is still on their list of future developments. The letter that changed the fate of the user. Grammarly has received numerous testimonials about how its service has helped people achieve their goals. One such story is about a student who used Grammarly to write a compelling cover letter and get a scholarship to a prestigious university. He shared his story with the team, and this letter inspired the founders to create specific templates and guidelines for academic texts. This feature has become extremely popular among students around the world. Mysterious missing archive. There is a legend that in the first years of Grammarly's existence, a serious technical problem occurred. During the transfer of data to new servers, the company lost one of the largest databases of texts used for training algorithms. Backups helped recover only a portion of the material, but the incident prompted the company to tighten its security measures. Although this story has not been officially confirmed, it remains one of the most talked about episodes in the team's internal circles. Experiments with artificial intelligence. Imagine if Grammarly could not only correct your writing, but also help you formulate ideas based on your writing style. Such experiments were carried out, and early versions of this function produced interesting results. For example, the service could suggest how to better finish a sentence or add an argument for persuasiveness. However, due to concerns about losing the human voice in texts, Grammarly has not yet implemented this feature in the public version. Cooperation with dating platforms. Grammarly is said to have been in talks with dating platforms to create a feature that would help users compose the perfect date messages. Imagine. The service analyzes your style and suggests better wording so that your message will definitely attract attention. Although this idea did not materialize, it generated a lot of interest among users who learned about these plans. Grammarly is more than just a technology company. It is a story of innovation, serendipity, and bold ideas that continue to surprise the world. Who knows what else this mysterious story hides?